Welcome back to VolState basketball here in the first home game of the regular season. This is Tim Reese on the VolState Sports Network, joined by a host of production crew here at Richard Moore Gymnasium inside the Pickle Field House. We're on the campus of Volunteer State Community College in Gallatin, Tennessee. Today's first conference matchup between the Pioneers of VolState and the Tigers of Chattanooga State. The Chat State Tigers come in with a 2-0 record. A win against Tennessee Wesleyan Junior Varsity, a blowout win back last Friday, 134-56. And then on Monday against Trevecca's Junior Varsity squad, a win 90-76. Last year, 22-8 overall, 13-5 in the regular season. That was good enough for third place in the TCCAA. Ended up winning the conference, they lost the conference tournament final game against Walter State, 83-79, as both the men's and the women's teams from both of those schools, Walter State and Chat State, were in those finals. Walter State won it for the men. Chattanooga State, who we just saw here at Pickle Field House, won it for the women. The Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups. First for the visitors from Chattanooga State. One of the guards, Gerald Maesis, wearing jersey number 2, 6'3", out of San Cristobal, Dominican Republic. Number 12, Caden Herman, 5'11", sophomore from Chattanooga, Tennessee, East Hamilton High School, starting at another guard, Nick Hill from Atlanta, Georgia, 6'4", sophomore. And Odell Bradley, the 4th, starting at shooting guard. He's a freshman, 6'2", out of Nashville, Tennessee, right down the road at Beach High School. And Janaris Snipe, a sophomore returner from Haywood High School, 6'7", sophomore, as there are 8 sophomores on the Chat State roster. Head coach is Jay Price. He is assisted by Lawanza Crutcher. They are missing the player of the year from last year's team, James Williams, who's moved on to Texas A&M Commerce. I think they've changed the name to that school as East Texas A&M. Now they're in Commerce, Texas, just northeast of Dallas. Also, the defensive player of the year, Ladarius Chigano, who was the leader in block shots, is no longer with the Tigers. For the Pioneers, starting at guard, Taylor Groves, a freshman from East Robertson High School. Isaiah Fuller, Willie Wilson, Jaden Nesbitt, and Dayon Subaran finish out the starting 5 as we are about ready for the starting lineups. I'm not sure if we're going to have a national anthem here before the men's game or not. We did have one before the women's game. Bobby Hudson, the athletic director here at Volunteer State, in his 40th year with Vol State in some capacity or another, I believe since not sure exactly when it is. He's been a long time athletic director here at Volunteer State. He is our public address announcer and official scorer today, as we are missing both of those two that are not here today. Corey and Michelle normally handle those positions down at the official scorers table, as we are having the Toyota of Gallatin starting lineups announced here, so I don't believe we will have a national anthem. Vol State comes in with a record of 1-2, won their first game against Wallace Community College out of Selma, 95-52. That was on the road. And then losses to Calhoun Community College last Saturday, 94-72, and to Coahoma Community College on Thursday night down in Clarksdale, Mississippi, a tight contest, 77-72. Head coach Johnny Lynn, in his second year, is assisted by Greg Law, and this year for the first time sitting On the VolState bench is Johnny Lynn's oldest son, John Thomas Lynn, who is taking on the role as recruiter and assistant coach and chief bottle washer for Johnny Lynn. His other son is the head softball coach here, and the matriarch of the entire family, Kimberly Smith, sitting down behind the VolState bench here in attendance to watch the activity here today for the first home game of the year for VolState. They did have a few scrimmages prior to the year, and I was able to get a chance to watch them play in those games. Took on Cumberland's squad, their full squad, in a preseason scrimmage back on Friday, October 18th. Ended up losing that game 82-69. But won against a couple prep schools, DSA Prep 116-55 and 105-68 over Mock Valley Prep, located in Chattanooga. Our officials for today's men's game, head referee, see if we can get over to the right page, Doug Smith, and he is flanked by our umpire Todd Hyams and Mark Pillen as the jump ball is tapped over to Chat State, and we are underway here with the men's game, game number 2, as VolState is in a man-to-man. Take me a little while to get used to who these Chat State players are. I do have the VolState players as Odell Bradley, the fourth, out top, wearing number 32, wearing black uniforms with blue numbers. First shot is missed. Up court pass to Jaden Nesbitt by Taylor Groves, and the Pioneers get on top 2-0. Nesbitt, I have the stats for the first 2 games. He scored 16 and 14 as Groves with the steal and the bucket. VolState goes up 4-0 as the pressure is getting to the Pioneers. Willie Wilson will give it back to Dayon Subaran, who gets the delayed double pump layup to go, and a quick timeout is called by Jay Price as VolState out to a quick 6-0 lead on the pressure at the half-court line. So Dayon Subaran with the bucket there. He's from Nassau, Bahamas. He's transferred from Bryan College in East Tennessee. Jaden Nesbitt is a freshman from Huntsville, Alabama. He attended Oakwood Academy. Taylor Groves, 2 years as a football player for Ole Miss, trying his hand at basketball. He's from Cross Plains, Tennessee, played his basketball and football at East Robertson High School. Isaiah Fuller from Decatur, Alabama, from the high school Austin, Texas, made famous by a couple of VolState Lady Pioneer softball players, Michaela Fuqua and Katie Davis from last year's team. Michaela Fuqua back as Chat State is inbounded now. 3/4 court pressure. And a pushing foul is going to be charged to Taylor Groves on Nick Hill. Nick Hill, a sophomore from Atlanta, Georgia. Men's basketball, 2 20-minute halves, unlike the women's game. 4 10-minute quarters. Working through a double team and a scoop and score. I believe that's Gerald Maesis wearing the dreadlocks. Willie Wilson, left court, he's going to get that into Isaiah Fuller, and it's blocked by Maesis, who mean mugs Fuller after that shot is knocked out of bounds. Over by Gloria Taylor. I'm not sure if she got picked off by that block shot or not. Taylor Groves inbounds to Fuller, and it's tapped away by Maesis. He has Willie Wilson to contend with, but he gives it up, and the layup is missed, and the follow back up See who that is. That's Janarius Snipe. And he's going to get the bucket and the foul. Isaiah Fuller with his first personal. 6-4, VolState leads with free throw to go. Snipe cashes in on the three-point play. Fuller at top of the key into Groves, tries a turnaround. Cannot get the layup to go. Nesbitt with the rebound and the follow. He is fouled by Snipe. He will go to the line. Nesbitt hits the first free throw. He has 3 in the ball game. 7-5 VolState lead here early in the first half. And nothing but net. 2 free throws, full court pressure by VolState. Fuller nearly got a steal there. Back to Maises, who's guarded by Dayon Subaran. And a little too closely is Subaran. He's going to pick up his first personal. Maises over to Herman into Bradley, and now down on the block to Snipe. He's double teamed. Kick out to Nick Hill, and he travels. Turn over to Volunteer State. Gloria Taylor is now on the camera to the left of the broadcast booth. Paris Howard back on the camera on the right side, and Catherine Nixon still handling the one here at midcourt. Aaron Smith getting the break. Cross-court pass to Willie Wilson. Nice play from the former UT Chattanooga football player. Kick out to Subaran and misses the first 3 of the ball game. VolState leads 8-5. 17 minutes to go here in the first half. Maises stops and pops from 3, and it's good. We have a tie ball game. First 3-point bucket for either team from Maises. Wilson dribbling against a defense out to Groves. So he's going to try 1 for 3, and he'll rattle it home. The first 3-pointer by Taylor Groves, who has 5. Kick out into the corner. 3-point shot is good by Nick Hill. Another corner 3, Dayon Subaran for 3. 3-point barrage all of a sudden for both teams. As I see the Sisks show up. Maises tried to get inside, looked like he was clobbered a couple times. Willie Wilson tried to go high above the rim at 5'9" and has that one blocked. Hill with the shot and the miss. Rebound to VolState. Big cutter assist standing right my way. Nesbitt has it inside, but double team. Subaran for another 3, and it rattles it home. Dayon Subaran with 8 early here and a 17-11 VolState lead. Willie Wilson works around Maises. Nearly knocked that one away. Nesbitt with a blocked shot. Back out to Maises. 3-point shot is good. And a timeout called by Chattanooga State as Caden Herman picks up the 3 ball. And VolState with a 17-14 lead. We'll have a timeout. We'll keep it right here. We try to figure out where we're set. 17-14 19-14 VolState lead, 15:06 on the clock. Again, I want to thank you for joining us on the VolState Sports Network. A.J. Fawson is our chief engineer. Tamara Dreer is our producer and director today. And first time that in my 4 years here calling baseball and basketball that we've ever had this kind of a team assembled for an athletic event. Freddie Miller is handling the sound audio today. He's from Homer Glen, Illinois, moved down here to Gallatin, Tennessee to attend VolState. Gloria Taylor, Paris Howard, Aaron Smith, and Catherine Nixon are camera operators today. Appreciate their help. Taylor Groves dribbles across the line and gives it up to Levante Ivory, who's in the ball game for the first time, along with Cannon Hale, who thought about a three. But it's going to be Taylor Groves who misses from three land in the corner. Cannon Hale from right down the road at Gallatin High School in the ball game, as long as Rob Correa. We have three new players: Rob Correa, Levante Ivory, and Cannon Hale, to go along with Jaden Nesbitt and Taylor Groves. Chattanooga State not helping me out with these hard to reach or read numbers. Tyree Smith is checked into the game for the Tigers. Groves out to Correa at the top of the key, over to Levante Ivory. And an alley-oop to Rob Correa over the back of Caden Herman, gets the bucket and the foul. Caden Herman picks up his first foul. And Rob Correa, who can get up off the floor at 6'2", will go to the line as Willie Wilson will re-enter. Taylor Groves gets a break. Rob Correa, not known necessarily for his scoring, misses that free throw attempt. Got a 19-14 lead with 14 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the first half. Herman dribbling against Correa, now double teamed. Kick out to Nicholas Long, who now gets over to Smith with the double pump and the basket. And he will go to the line for the old-fashioned three. Levante Ivory will pick up the foul. Fourth team foul as Smith gets the bucket. 14 minutes and a second here in the first half. Free throw is long, but the rebound goes right to the Chat State player, Nick Hill, who puts it back up and in. So three-point opportunity turns into a four-point opportunity. Correa over to Ivory, out to Nesbitt. Tallest player on the court for VolState, normally works inside. Ivory now with a backhand behind the back dribble. Correa drives and kicks out to Ivory. Three-point shot is good. Levante Ivory from Augusta, Georgia, freshman, West Hyatt High School, gets the three. Drive results in a foul by VolState. Rob Correa is going to pick up that foul. John Lloyd checks in. Now all five of the starters have been in and out. Willie Wilson, the only player on the court for VolState who started this game. John Lloyd, freshman from Mount Juliet High School, Mount Juliet, Tennessee, in the ball game. Kick out, left-handed, three ball, no good by Dennis Lewis Jr. Willie Wilson in the corner. Cannon Hale inbounds to John Lloyd, and the nice assist to Hale. The bucket goes to Lloyd for two. 24-18, VolState lead. 12:55 to go in the first half. Double team by Hale, who comes over. Willie Wilson with a little bit too tight of a defense against Maisis will pick up the harm as Wilson's first foul. 6 different Pioneers have a foul each. Maisis thought about it too, pulls it down, drives against Ivory, and kicks it out to Nicholas Long. Misses the bunny inside, but picks up the second foul on Levante Ivory, who is about to be substituted by Dayon Subaran. Nicholas Long at the free throw line, 6'7" freshman from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Misses the first free throw. And Subaran replaces Ivory. Dennis Lewis, Chauncey Williams, Nicholas Long, Tyree Smith is Long gets that one to go. Trying to see who our other player is out there. As VolState has the ball left wing. Hale over to Lloyd, and now Willie Wilson on the right wing gets a pick by Correa, drives, kicks to Cannon Hale, who is a long-distance shooter, but he steps on the out-of-bounds line before his pass to Willie Wilson. Turnover to Chat State. Jaden Jenkins is the fifth Tiger on the court. Tyree Smith passes into Dennis Lewis. Lewis, a sophomore, also from Chattanooga Brainerd High School. Drive and a scoop and a score. That is Jaden Jenkins. Taylor Groves tries to drive, has the ball knocked away. Up court in a 2-on-0, an alley-oop is knocked away. Not knocked away, it just went right out of bounds. Dennis Lewis tried to feed Tyree Smith on the alley-oop dunk, and that communication just did not connect. Willie Wilson will check in for Cannon Hale, who did not get a chance to fire up a long-distance three. He is pretty much open from 40 and in if he can get the shot off. Correa looking inside will kick out to Subaran. Lloyd trying to muscle some room. Now over to Graves, who's going to try the baseline. Kick out to Subaran. Muffled the pass. Has to kick it to Correa, who about lost it, and the shot clock expires for VolState while the ball was being wrestled by Subaran and Chauncey Williams. As some unpleasantries were exchanged there between the Pioneers and the Tigers. It'll be Chattanooga State basketball with 11:23 to go. VolState's lead now down to 3, 24-21. First half action here at the Pickle Fieldhouse. First conference game for either team. Another step on the line, as apparently this basketball court's just a little bit shorter than the basketball courts these young men are used to playing on. You'll see that more often than you would think, as a player is receiving the ball in the corner. Now we're trying to get the shot clock changed to 30 on the turnover. Leslie Vincent, our 30-second shot clock operator. And Ty Tyler is our clock operator. Bobby Hudson handling the official score book. No PA announcer today. Glad you're joining us on the VolState Sports Network. If you want to drop a little note there on the chat, you can in the YouTube chat. Try to shout you out during the broadcast. Subaran to Wilson, over to Isaiah Fuller, who's now in the game. He drives, and a nice dipsy-do, and thank you very much for Isaiah Fuller, very athletic player from Decatur, Alabama. Gets it to go, 6'5" wing. Kick out to Dennis Lewis Jr., and it clanks off the rim. Now Subaran in the opposite corner with a double-step air ball out of bounds off of a Chat State player. Tried to rebound that one. Subaran tried to get his feet underneath him. Had the hop step, but just could not get the feel and shot an air ball. Already has 2 3-pointers. He's going to try again from the top of the key. Rattles in and out. No good. Up court pass. Lloyd trying to defend, and he cannot. against Jaden Jenkins, who picks up his second field goal. He has 4, 26-23. VolState with the lead. Interior pass to Fuller, triple teamed inside. He still tries to go up with the basket. He's going to draw the foul. Looking at the wrong referees to see who that foul is on. Wait for it to get up on the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard. Hopefully it will get up there. I want to find out. 2-4 as Bobby Hudson asks for clarification. Chauncey Williams picks up the foul. Isaiah Fuller, it's the first of 2. And Jaden Nesbitt replaces John Lloyd for VolState. And 2 for 2 at the line. VolState 4 for 5 at the free throw stripe. Attempted alley-oop there is knocked away. Ball goes to Nesbitt, up to Groves, who's going to drive 1-on-4 and gets the kiss with the left hand for the bucket. Taylor Groves with 7. VolState back out to a 7-point lead, 30-23 as we've just gone past the halfway mark here in the first half. 9:45 on the clock as Lewis Jr. working on Willie Wilson. Now over to Jaden Jenkins. He's going to step left and throw up a 3, and it's long. Taylor Groves did not realize there was a Chat State Tiger behind him as it knocked away, but ends up getting the controlling the basketball back, and foul will be charged to Tyree Smith. So a little one-on-one crime there. That is the 4th personal foul by the Chattanooga State Tigers. 30-23. VolState into their offense. Wilson directing traffic, steps to the left, kicks over to Groves. He's not shy, and he'll throw one up for 3 and a little strong. Rebound goes to Lewis Jr., the smallest guy on the court, being guarded by the next smallest guy. And pass inside, stolen away by Jaden Nesbitt over to Groves. Behind the back dribble, behind the back pass to Fuller is not handled, and the ball goes out of bounds. That will be Chat State basketball. 30-23, 8:58 on the clock as replacements in for VolState. Cooper Harris with his first action of the day. He is one of only 2 returners. Left-handed shot by Lewis Jr. in there. 30-25. Willie Wilson and Cooper Harris, the only 2 back from last year's 6-24, 8th place team. No look pass, nice tap by Cooper Harris on the missed shot. Step back 3 by Groves is no good, another air ball. And Lewis Jr. with a rebound and started to shoot on the inside drive, kicks it to Maisis, has that first shot blocked. Jaden Nesbitt, and the ball is retrieved by Groves. He kicks to Isaiah Fuller, and they're on the move. Willie Wilson back to Fuller. He's going to drive, gives it up to Harris, who is called for traveling a little bit too much inside under the basket by Cooper Harris. Levante Ivory checks in for Taylor Groves. See if we can check the Chat State players here. Dennis Lewis Jr., Tyree Smith, Chauncey Williams. Year-old Maisis had the ball. He kicked it down to over to Janera Snipe. There's the 5. Maisis for 3, rattles in and out. 7.5 minutes to go in the first half. Ivory double team. Cooper Harris with the up and under for 2. Cooper Harris, who was about to eat that ball. Janera Snipe going in for the block, but he went up and under the rim and got, I believe that's his first bucket. No, it's his first bucket of the game. Maybe his first basket of the year. That looked like a travel, not called. Down in the corner by Williams. He has the ball back and step back 2, and he's going to pick up the foul by Isaiah Fuller. That is Fuller's second personal foul. Chauncey Williams will go to the line for 2. John Lloyd is set to check in at the scorer's table. First shot is no good. Lloyd replaces Nesbitt. Jaden, Jayden Nesbitt, he's got 4. Got 1 field goal and 2 free throws as Williams misses on the second. They are 2 for 5 at the charity stripe. Levante Ivory running the point. 10 points in the first game, 3 in the second. All I have is stats for the first 2. Ivory drives over to the left hand and gets it to go. Beautiful shot by Levante Ivory, who can get a shot at the basket about whenever he wants. Down in the corner, Cooper Harrison, Levante Ivory tie up Dennis Lewis Jr., but he's able to get the timeout called. No, he did not. Must have been tied up, and the jump ball goes over to VolState. Levante Ivory who had 2 fouls. I thought he had been called for his third. A little bit iffy leaving him in the ball game coming up on 6 minutes to go. He's going to drive again with the right hand, and the score and the foul. Levante Ivory, extremely athletic player for the Pioneers. As the foul is picked up by Tyree Smith, that's his second. Checking in for Chat State, Odell Bradley, the freshman from Beach High School. As Cutter Sisk is here to probably see his former teammate. Blake Cutter Sisk is I believe he's a senior at VolState basketball player. Chance he's a junior. I go to church with him. His father's one of the pastors at the church I attend, so I know all 3 of the Sisk kids. I know at least 2 of them are here. Chat State with the ball in the offensive zone. 15 seconds on the shot clock. 5:45 to go in the half. Double team and a kick over to Herman. Shot is missed. The rebound finally secured by John Lloyd. Ivory pushing over to Cooper Harris. Kicks to Fuller. He's going to start to drive, but now back out to Willie Wilson. 4 guards and a forward on the court for VolState. Ivory with the short 3. Cooper Harris trying to get the rebound. So 2 number 2s going at it. Maisis and Cooper Harris. Down in the corner, a 3-point shot is no good. Levante Ivory has the ball knocked out of his hand, but it will be VolState basketball. Cooper Harris will check out, as will Levante Ivory checking in. Dayon Subaran and Levante Ivory is out. Taylor Groves is in. 37-25, 12-point lead. 5 minutes to go in the first half. VolState was ahead against Coahoma Community College. Interior pass. And Fuller gets it to go. He's working that body inside. 6'5", looks smaller out there on the court. But gets the bucket. He now has 6 for the afternoon. Out to Maisis, guarded by Fuller. Nick Hill gets it inside, and it's stolen away by Groves. Janaris Snipe, he will drive all the way to the basket, and he will come up short, but he will draw the foul on Yerald Maisis. Taylor Groves will go to the free throw stripe as Akil King is set to check in for the Pioneers. Groves, 17 points in game 1. He gets that one to go. 14 in game 2. Again, I don't have the stats from Thursday's action, so averaging about 15.5 points a game, 7 rebounds a game. And 1 for 2 at the charity stripe as that one just rims out. Interior pass to Snipe. Double team, kicks out to Maisis. Now double teamed again. And there's going to be another tie-up. This ball, I thought that VolState got the last one. I'm guessing now then that the play that happened in the corner is that Dennis Lewis Jr. must have stepped on the out-of-bounds line. As this is the alternate possession that goes to VolState. Akil King into the ball game from Snellville, Georgia, transfer from Brevard College, 6'8" freshman. As Groves handles, kick cross court to Ivory, guarded by Maisis. Out of the top of the key to Subran, over to Groves, getting it into Akil King, turns around, jumper is a little strong. Ivory will get the rebound and the bucket, as Nick Hill thought he had drawn the foul, apparently did not box out well enough, and Ivory was like a pogo stick. He's down and then he's back up, listed at 6'2", clearly playing at about 6'5" or 6'6". He has got rubber bands in those legs. The freshman from Augusta, Georgia. VolState with only 2 sophomores on the roster, have a mostly new lineup here for head coach Johnny Lynn. VolState with a 17-point lead now with 3 minutes and 41 seconds as a full timeout was called by head coach Jay Price of the Chattanooga State Tigers. As I said, they came in with a 2-0 record. 22-8 a year ago, lost in the tournament finals to the ultimate TCCAA tournament champion, the Walters State Senators. So both the men's and the women's teams for Chat State acquitted themselves very well last year. Of course, the Lady Tigers won 64-49 against the Lady Pioneers. We are back in action. Corner 3 is strong again. Maisis over Wilson for the rebound. Fadeaway jumper is no good. Rebound to Snipe. Guarded by King, and there's another 3 by Maisis. This one is good. Maisis picks up his second 3 ball. He now has 8 points, and the score 42-28, 3:15 to go in the first half. Taylor Groves, Akil King, Willie Wilson, John Lloyd, Dayon Subaran, the 5 in for the Pioneers. So a couple forwards, 3 guards, working it around the perimeter as Akil King out, sets a pick for Taylor Groves. We are under 10. Groves is going to drive, and I think he's going to pick up the foul. Does not get the bucket, but I don't think he was necessarily looking for that. Janaris Snipe picks up the foul, his second. Groves back to the line for 2 free throws. Ole Miss Rebel for 2 years. So a couple football players are former football players on the court for VolState. First free throw is good. Isaiah Fuller and Jaden Nesbitt check in for John Lloyd and Akil King. Willie Wilson, 2 years ago, played for the UT Chattanooga Moccasins in football, transferred with the Pioneers last year. 2 for 2 at the stripe for Groves. 44-28 is the score. 2 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first half. Chat State just across the timeline. Yerel Maisis gives it up to the freshman from Beach, Owen Bradley, the 4th, who misses the 3-pointer. Ball goes out of bounds to VolState. 2:33 on the clock. Picking up full court, Nick Hill and Bradley, and nearly get the ball away from Groves, who retrieves the loose ball and drives. He's going to go all the way to the basket, and a block call as apparently his feet were inside the restricted area. That foul is on Nicholas Long. That's his first of the contest. And Groves back at the line. He'll be there a lot this year, folks. He is active with the ball, and he does not mind contact. You wouldn't expect that from a defensive back. Tremendous athlete. Groves drops in the first of two. Has to retrieve his own rebound. Groves' second attempt is up and in. 5 for 6. 12 here in the first half for Groves. Lots of pressure by the VolState Pioneers, and too much again by Willie Wilson out at the top of the key. Wilson picks up his second personal. And that is the the ninth on VolState. And at the line for the 1-and-1 goes somebody, I can't see his number. Brenton Moore checking in for Chat State. I think this is Nick Hill. I'm going to go with number 21, Nick Hill. And the first shot is good. He'll get a second one. I'm not sure why everybody's running back. For some reason, they forgot about the 1-and-1. A.J. Fawson looks like he's taking a little break here watching a basketball game live instead of looking at the two big screens. And Nick Hill goes 2 for 2. A little different watching these guys in real time here. Backcourt attempt by Levante Ivory, and pass by Groves goes out of bounds. 46-30, 16-point lead with 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the second half. Ball State will pick up full court. Cooper Harris back in. We'll check in for Ivory, who sits with a couple fouls. Willie Wilson and Isaiah Fuller also with 2 fouls for Vol State. Owen Bradley, the fourth, gives it up to Maisis. Now back to Bradley, who's going to drive on Fuller and comes around to the, reverses to the middle of the court, and traveling violation called on Owen Bradley, the fourth, the 6'2 freshman from Beach High School here in Sumner County, just right down the road. Is Taylor Groves is not appreciating Owen Bradley putting his hands on him, and a double technical is just called on both players. Taylor Groves, which also counts toward the number for elimination. Taylor Groves picks up his second, Bradley his first. So the first technical foul is called, I believe, for the year. Groves now double teamed at the center court. Nesbitt is screaming for the ball, and he gets it. Jumping on a pogo stick, and he sticks it right in after the pass. Taylor Groves could not see him. 48-31 as blocked shot by Nesbitt. He's going to run the court back down again under the basket. Gives it up to Dayon Subaran, who starts to drive and gives it up. This will be an easy layup for the Tigers. And a timeout called by Johnny Lynn. That bucket awarded to Yerald Maisis. And we will have a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Again, 1 minute, 12 seconds to go, 48-32 is the lead on the Toyota of Gallatin scoreboard here inside the Richard Moore Gymnasium. We're at the Pickle Fieldhouse on the campus of Volunteer State Community College. This is Tim Reese broadcasting our first doubleheader basketball action of the year. And we are going to get after it quickly, as we are right back here on Monday as both teams take on the Cumberland JV squad. Then next Wednesday, second game of conference play against the Columbia State Chargers, 5:30 and 7:30 on the road a week from today at Montlow State, but right back here to take on Calhoun Community College on Monday. So lots of Vol State basketball on the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube. A.J. Fawson probably wondering right now, what have I gotten myself into? Taylor Groves dribbles up against Owen Bradley. The fourth gets across the timeline. Bradley is hawking Groves, who drives and misses a layup. Steal is a double steal back for each team, and Levante Ivory with the block on Bradley's shot. And now we're going Pioneer way, and now we're going Chattanooga State way. Cannon Hale's going to try to go 1-on-2, and he will not be able to stop Miesis, who picks up another bucket. That was not pretty basketball by either team. We are now at 30 seconds to go. Shot clock at 21. Cannon Hale with his first three-pointer is good from as deep in the corner as you can get. That young man, if he gets hot, he can light a fire. 51-34, 17-point lead. Miesis starts the offense, now kicks over to the left side. Now back to Miesis. Drives on Groves. Out to the right side, the three-pointer, no good. Hale tried to get the rebound as his shirt was held by the Chat State player. I believe that's Caden Herman. And the shot is no good at right before the buzzer. He could not get a shot off. So our halftime score, 51-34, Vol State with a 17-point lead. We will take a break for halftime, be back with the halftime stats in a few minutes. Thank you for joining us on the Vol State Sports Network.
The Volunteer State has always been home to pioneers. Dreamers and hard workers blaze their paths here. From the TVA to Mountain Dew to touchscreen monitors to the Grand Ole Opry, Tennessee has been home to innovators, creators, and entertainers. From humble beginnings to changing the world, Tennesseans have pushed the boundaries of what is possible. We pioneer healthcare, infrastructure, engineering, and product development. At Volunteer State College, we've developed our degree certifications to carry the torch of Tennessee's success with flexible options to help you blaze your pathway. We are searching for pioneer-minded students who are on their own journey of growth. Learn how these pathways are shaping the future of Tennessee. Like those that have come before. Blaze your pathway. Your career awaits. Vol State. Every day, all around the nation, people find themselves in need of a hero. Fire and emergency medical responders are those heroes we need. They make the difference between life and death. If you desire to make a difference in your community, Vol State is leading the way in training everyday heroes. We offer EMS, paramedic, and fire science programs. Spring 2024 enrollment is now open. Visit volstate.edu to learn more.
One thing I would say that's really special about VolState is essentially the relationship that the institution has with its students.
This is a place where you can get comfortable and you can be fine-tuned with the people that are in the same field as you are.
VolState is like my second home. I've gained so much here, I can't even describe it all. So my story began for me about 5 years ago. Had the world in the palm of my hands. I go into work one day, and then I'm told you're going to be laid off indefinitely. We don't have a space or a place for you. And there was two things I could have done. I could have just folded and just said, you know what, my life is ruined, it's over, I'm defeated. Or I could pick myself up, dust myself off, and say, let's start again. And so I decided that I would come to Vol State.
Vol State's prepared me by giving me all the skills I need to start off. This first class is about mechanical engineering and more of the physical side of mechatronics, just creating 3D objects with routers and mills.
This is where it's all at.
I didn't realize how great this place was until I really explored my options.
But we have a great recording industry program. We have great equipment. We have some faculty here who have worked in the industries. I love VolState. I would recommend it to anybody. I want to go into PR and journalism. Being at a smaller community college helped me to better navigate and know what to expect when I'm ready to expand my studies at another university.
I think this was the perfect start to my journey. possibilities are endless.
It's a solid foundation that you can go anywhere in the country with.
My dad and my parents, period, were my biggest champions. He got sick and we didn't know it. He died of cancer. It was sudden. And he kept asking me, baby, when are you gonna graduate? I was like, it's coming. It's coming. I really thought I couldn't do it, but I was determined. And here I am now at the finish line, living proof you can do anything that you put your mind to. Just gotta believe. This has been a great journey. I have nothing but great memories. And I will cherish these memories for as long as I can. It's been tough. It really has been tough. I've had a lot of hills to climb. I've had obstacles. But now I'm at the top of the mountain and the view is incredible. I see so many possibilities in front of me. And VolState, it changed my life.
My name is Brent Cross. I'm a student at VolState. This is my first day. All my cousins have gone here and said it's always a good school. It's a lot different than high school. There's tons of people and I don't know anybody.
Do you need help finding a class? Are you good? My name is Trinice Palmer. I'm a student at VolState Community College. And I just kind of help with students find their way around campus. This is starting my second year here at VolState. See what we can get done. But you have a lot of high school students that are, have a hard time transitioning between high school requirements and college requirements. What I like about VolState is that you get involved with a lot of the, campus events and campus clubs and societies, and I'm pretty much taking advantage of all those things. So,
my name is Kida De La Cruz. I play baseball at Volunteer State, and I am a pioneer. Well, I wasn't the greatest student in high school. I barely passed. I never really strived to do better. I didn't know where I was going to go to college. As of now, I'd like to go to Grand Junction, win a ring over there. Then after that, in June, go in the draft.
Here we go.
I have high expectations. I expect to learn a lot, just doing what I gotta do.
I'm studying business administration right now. Yeah, I plan on graduating here and go to like MTSU or Tech or something.
my goal is to become a surgeon, and in the process, I'm majoring in biology. One of my dreams is to pursue finding a cure for cancer and other illnesses and diseases that are out there that's affecting the world. I would have to say this would be a stepping stone for me. I just want to take out the time to, do whatever is necessary and whatever steps or process that it would take to get me closer to that. So.
We've had a bunch of All-Americans. And then we have all the players that were drafted from here to the pros. So if I put in the work I have to, I could be the next one on this list. That's something I've always dreamed of when I was little. And just trying to make everybody in my family happy.
Our students are the future leaders of businesses in this area. We live in a fast-growing area. We are seeing large tech companies move in.
When a student comes to VolState, they can leave here with knowledge that applies to all aspects of business.
We have a management concentration. We have marketing concentrations. Within that, you have a sales focus. We have an entrepreneur focus within that for someone who wants to look at starting their own business. We also have a focus in accounting and in finance.
We have our Associate of Applied Science degrees, which are logistics, accounting, management, and marketing. And then we have the Associate of Science, our transfer degree programs.
Our goal is to figure out a student's path in front of them, whether that is to transition to a four-year university or to align to a career, and for us to prepare them in order to be able to be successful in the path they choose.
I took business management because I want to have my own business one day.
I started updating my resume. In a lot of places, even as entry level, really needed a degree. So I just really knew that it was time for me to take that step and enroll in VolState.
I feel like for what I want to do for my own future, I do need the background and I need the understanding.
At VolState, we offer end-to-end supply chain courses.
Companies like Amazon, their system and their perfection with this system is built upon efficiency.
A lot of a business function is dependent upon getting a product on time so that they can do the business they need to do.
Going into the future, our students need to understand these processes, so we give them that practical knowledge in the classroom. Students here at VolState are able to leave here with that knowledge.
VolState CIT programs prepare students to earn industry standard certifications within the IT industry.
I'm in the introduction to networking.
They make it real simple to just take your classes and go. It's all right there laid out for you.
VolState is training me to help combat cybercrimes in the future.
We're training them for those type of jobs that are out there.
Tim Reese back on the VolState Sports Network, where we have the Toyota of Gallatin halftime statistics. My unofficial statistics have turned into official after checking with Athletic Director Bobby Hudson, who is our official scorer today. For the Chattanooga State Tigers, leading scoring is Yerald Maisis with 12 in the first half, 7 for Nick Hill, 4 for Jaden Jenkins, 3 for Caden Herman and Janaris Snipe, 2 each by Dennis Lewis Jr. and Tyree Smith, and 1 point for Nicholas Long, for a total of 34 points. They hit 4 3-point shots, 4 for 7 at the free throw line. For the Pioneers, they are led by Taylor Groves with 12 points. Lavonte Ivory off the bench with 10. Dayon Subaram with 8, 6 apiece by Jaden Nesbitt and Isaiah Fuller. 3 by Cannon Hale right there at the end of the first half, and 2 each by Cooper Harris, Rob Correa, and John Lloyd for a total of 51 points. 5 threes for the Pioneers in the first half, 10 of 12 at the free throw stripe, which is exactly what head coach Johnny Lynn was wanting from his team, a little better effort at the free throw line. Don't have the 3-game stats for VolState. VolState, of course, is missing Myquan Tucker from a year ago. First team all-conference and the leading scorer in the league, 24.2 points a game. Myquan Tucker no longer with the Pioneers and no longer with the Tigers. Was the player of the year, James Williams, who scored it at 21.4 points per game. He was 3rd in the conference a year ago. Sebastian Tador from Roan State, 2nd in the league at 22.6 points a game. This year, it is fairly balanced scoring. Dayon Subaran and Jaden Nesbitt come in with 15 points per game. Taylor Groves, 15.5 or thereabouts. That is in the first 2 games. Again, I don't have the statistics for the Coahoma game on Thursday night. Those apparently have not gotten entered. So being a stat nerd myself, I don't like coming at you with statistics that are old, and that's in fact what those stats are. 2-0 is Chat State record. Couple big wins against Tennessee Wesleyan junior varsity by about 80 points that first game, and a 14-point win over Trevecca JV on Monday. Ball State with a 1-2 record coming into today's action. Won game one and have lost the last two. Last Saturday to Calhoun Community College, 94-72, and 77-72 to Coahoma Community College. Just talked briefly with the new president of Vol State, Dr. Wendy Tostenson, and she did in fact enjoy the Veterans Day Parade in Gallatin as she was riding and the Vol State baseball players were walking behind her, and she is here in attendance for today's game wearing her bright red Vol State hoodie. Did invite her in a future game, so we will have her at some point in time on the Vol State Sports Network on YouTube. So I will enjoy visiting with her. Met her at the Athletic Association golf tournament back in early August, and I was wearing my wide-brimmed straw hat with the Vol State baseball ring around the front of it, and she said, I've got to have me one of those hats. So very outgoing, and we are looking for great things here at Vol State Community College from Dr. Wendy Tostenson in her first position as a president of a community college or university. We are about ready for second half action. Vol State with a 51-34 lead here at halftime. And let's see if Vol State can finish the game. Chat State will start with the basketball at half court, and we are underway. Again, thanks to A.J. Fawcett and his team that he's assembled here for today's production of both basketball games between Chattanooga State and Vol State. Interior passing as Snipes gets the half hook to go. He had 3 in the first half and picks up the first bucket of the second half. Starting for Vol State, Taylor Groves, Jaden Nesbitt, Isaiah Fuller as Groves drives, dishes out to Subaran, who misses a 3 in the corner. Willie Wilson, I believe that's the starting 5 that we had to begin the game. 3-point shot, no good. And the rebound goes to Vol State. Reach in foul not called. Groves is going to drive all the way to the basket, and he's going to get the nice kiss off the glass as he ends up on his wallet. Groves now with 14. Owen Bradley, the fourth. Over to Caden Herman. Passed by Snipes. Blocked and knocked away. Groves now ends up with the basketball. 3-on-2. Kick to the corner. Willie Wilson for 3. Rattles in and out. That's should be 1.5 points right there. Wilson had that one halfway down the throat of the basket, and it was rejected by the nylon. 53-36. Owen Bradley, the fourth, looking for his first basket, and he's going to miss the layup. He got by Willie Wilson, and Bradley, the local product, cannot get that one to go. And Groves starts the offense. Wilson on the right key. Jaden Nesbitt's going to fire a 3, and it's a little short. And a rebound goes to Chattanooga State. A Euro step by Tyree Smith. And his shot is blocked, but picks up the foul by Taylor Groves, and he'll go to the line for 2 shots. That is the third foul on Taylor Groves, who picked up 2 personals and 1 technical in the first half. Tyree Smith from East Ridge High School in Chattanooga, Tennessee, 6'1" sophomore, makes the first free throw. Cannon Hale will check in, as will Levante Ivory and John Lloyd. Jaden Nesbitt, Dayon Subaran, and Taylor Groves will come out as Smith drops in his 2 free throws, 54-37. 17 minutes and 50 seconds as time is called. We got a problem with the clock. Shows 29 on the shot clock. That'll be changed to 26. 17:51 on the game clock. Cannon Hale inbounds to Wilson. And Hale motioning for him to hurry up and get across. Ivory gets the pick from John Lloyd. It looks like it's moving, but they don't call it. Now an attempted inbound pass knocked away, and it'll go out of bounds. It'll be VolState basketball with 13 on the clock. College football Saturday afternoon, but we are starting on conference play in the TCCAA. Now with 11 teams in the league. Wilson to inbound, gets it to John Lloyd, who kicks out to the side wing on the three-point area. Isaiah Fuller drives, and he's going to dribble it out of bounds as he tries to go to the basket, guarded closely by Yerald Maisis. Maisis from the Dominican Republic, most known for its baseball athletes, not necessarily for basketball. Maisis is going to step into a three there, but it's short. Willie Wilson with the rebound, and he is running. Gets it to John Lloyd, who gets the bunny for 2. Nice dish by Willie Wilson. Lloyd picks up his second bucket. 55-38. Each team with 2 two-point field goals here in the second half. Snipes triple team kicks back out, and the three-point bucket by Herman is good. That's his second 3 of the contest. He has 6. Wilson being guarded by Herman, and Herman's going to pick up the personal. His second foul of the ball game. Caden Herman, a 5'11" sophomore from Chattanooga. Inbound pass goes to Willie Wilson with the left hand, and he gets the layup to go. That's Willie's first bucket of the ball game. Tyree Smith tried to drive on Fuller, but Fuller got to the spot, and Smith has to bring it back out. Now Bradley Jr. is going to drive the up and under with the left hand and doesn't get it to go. Tapped around. Wilson is going to try to drive on Maisis, but pulls it back out, and he'll kick to Fuller. Cannon Hale, who's open from right there, he's going to fire, and it's just off the front of the iron. Cannon Hale had a 3. Now Bradley with the giveaway to Fuller. Fuller tried to drive, and he's going to draw the personal foul on Owen Bradley, the 4th, and looks like Bradley's going to come out of the ball game. That's his second personal, but he just absolutely coughed that ball up. And entering for Bradley, the 4th, is Nick Hill. It'll be VolState basketball underneath their own basket. Right down there by Paris Howard, our camera operator, freshman from, I believe, Beach High School. She probably knows Owen Bradley, the 4th. Opposite of her is Gloria Taylor, way on the other side. We have some consultation. I'm going to say put 20 seconds. No, not 20 seconds on the clock, I wouldn't expect. It was a turnover after Bradley had possession. They're going to put 28 seconds on the clock. 15:53 on the game clock. Levante Ivory inbounds and gets the ball back from John Lloyd. Drives, kicks out to Willie Wilson for 3. No good, short. Dayon Subaran with the reach-around foul on Nick Hill. And that is a freebie as Dayon Subaran picks up his second personal. About 85 feet away from the basket. Subaran from Nassau, Bahamas. Very good player. There's a steal by Ivory, and a little bit of contact right there. He was knocked out of bounds. He was trying to get the ball back in over to Wilson. Now time is called as we had a I think it's still a question about the shot clock, as it's sitting at 24 right now. They're going to say that there was not possession, or maybe they are, as official comes over, but they put 26 on the shot clock. Chattanooga State gets it across the timeline, doubled by Levante Ivory, and he's going to pick up another foul. That's his third. Looks over at head coach Johnny Lynn, who looks away and looks down his bench, and he says, Taylor Groves, you got to go in there and get him out of there. 3 fouls on both Taylor Groves and Levante Ivory. 57-40 has been a lull in the action here. Kick over to Snipes, and he's going to lay it in on the nice pass by Yerald Maisis. 2 buckets for Snipes. VolState working their offense, kick it into John Lloyd. Tried to go 1-on-2 and can't get it. Back out to Fuller with the 3, no good. Not sure if that was altered by defender or not, but Chattanooga State. 1-on-3 goes Maisis and doesn't get the basket, but gets the foul, and that's Dayon Subaran that picks up his third. Now 3 Pioneers with 3 personal fouls. 4 in the second half, but Maisis will go to the line as he was in the act of shooting. He has 12, 2 threes and 3 two-point buckets. That's his first free throw attempt of the ball game, and he nails it. Jaden Nesbitt, Rob Correa check in for Fuller and Lloyd. Correa from Beach High School, Jaden Nesbitt from Huntsville Oakwood Academy. Maisis for second free throw, and Chattanooga State 4 for 4 in the second half. They were 4 for 7 in the first half. Correa, looks like his arm is just mauled by Nick Hill as he got the up-court pass from Taylor Groves, and Hill will pick up the personal. His first foul. Dayon Subaran to inbound to Groves with 24 on the shot clock. 14:50 to go in the second half. 13-point lead for the Pioneers. They had a 17-point halftime lead. Groves, interior pass to Rob Correa, 6'2", and he has a kick out. Ball State retains possession. Fade away by Groves is short, and Chattanooga State out of there with the basketball. Tyree Smith goes up against Taylor Groves, who tried not to foul, and he's going to get the harm. That's his fourth. He looked to me like he specifically went to the side of Smith. He picks up the personal, and Tyree Smith, who's already dropped 2 in here in the second half, misses the first of 2. Levante Ivory with 3 fouls will come in to replace Taylor Groves, who is 1 foul away from elimination. Gloria Taylor on the shot as 2 free throws missed by Tyree Smith. Chattanooga East Ridge. Rob Correa drives all the way to the basket. Can't get the runner to go. Jaden Nesbitt trying to tap it out, and that's going to be a personal foul. I think that's going to go on Nesbitt. It will. Rob Correa he kept driving to the basket, and Chat State kept backing away, and I think that surprised him. And he did the little dipsy-do with the left hand. He is left-handed, but could not get the layup to go. Levante Ivory, Dayon Subaran, Akil King now in the game, along with Willie Wilson and Jaden Nesbitt for the Pioneers. 57-44. Janera Snipe backs in against Nesbitt and gets his third bucket of the second half. Up court to Subaran, who has the double clutch. As the ball was knocked out of his hand, he reacquired it, and the shot was missed, but Jaden Nesbitt with the bucket inside. Ball stay with 8 in the half. Double team is thwarted as Nick Hill tries to drive, has that shot blocked out of bounds. 13-point lead as Chat State has cut it from 17 at half. Six points by Janera Snipe. Out to the three-point line. Levante Ivory almost picked up another foul, but Willie Wilson's going to go all the way to the rack for two. Willie Wilson can dunk in the right circumstance, but that wasn't it. Not with the game still to be decided. 15-point lead. Tyree Smith for three, no good. And Levante Ivory with the rebound. Guarded by Herman. He's going to go all the way to the rack and lay it right over the front of the rim for a two-point basket. Levante Ivory now with 12 and a 63-46 lead, back to 17 for the Pioneers, looking to pick up their first conference win of the year. Dribble drive by Smith, and he's fouled. Looks like he's hurt, maybe a hip. As foul is going to be called on Akil King. That's his first personal. Smith is up and at the charity stripe. A couple of subs at the scorer's table, ready to check in. Cannon Hale for VolState. It looks like Dennis Lewis Jr. and Caleb Clark, who don't think he got into the ball game in the first half. Smith with the basket. Made two, missed two. Now the first of two goes in as the aforementioned substitutes check into the game. The Jersey Mike's subs. Jersey Mike's also a supporter of VolState Athletics. They're also located right across the street from VolState. And Smith gets another one to go, 4 for 6. As Smith will come out of the game. So Caleb Clark, Dennis Lewis Jr., Caden Herman, Janera Snipe, who's going up to stop Levante Ivory. Does not get a foul call. Akil King will kick that back out to Willie Wilson with 12 on the shot clock. Jaden Nesbitt over to Cannon Hale. He will stop and pop for three. And it's about a 30-footer for his second three of the ball game. He has 6. And VolState has opened up an 18-point lead. Dennis Lewis Jr. guarded by Wilson is going to drive. Kick out in the corner. Three ball is no good. Rebound to Nesbitt, who's going to dribble it out of there. Kick over to the Levante Ivory. It's going to go right to the rim, and that toilet bowls in for a 2-point bucket for Levante Ivory. Cannon Hale standing there waving his arms in the corner. Maisis with the circus move. Cannon Hale says he's being hooked by Maisis, but he's going to pick up his first personal, and Maisis will go to the line for 2 shots. 11:40 to go here in the second half. Gerald Maisis misses his first free throw of the second half. Nicholas Long will check in for Janera Snipe. Long, a 6'7" freshman power forward from East Hamilton in Chattanooga. Maisis drills the second free throw. 68-49. Up court to Nesbitt for the easy bucket. Nice pass up. And a steal by the Pioneers. Akil King surveys, and he's going to throw up a three. It is no good. I don't think Johnny Lynn was too much a fan of that, as another foul is going to be called on Cannon Hale. I believe that's Maisis who is driving to the bucket. And he is back at the line. 9th personal foul by the Pioneers in the second half before the halfway mark, as Maisis drops in the first of 2. Isaiah Fuller will check in for Akil King. Jaden Nesbitt, Cannon Hale, Willie Wilson, Isaiah Fuller, and Levante Ivory, the 5 in for Vol State. Willie Wilson driving on Lewis Jr. Isaiah Fuller is being checked by Caleb Clark. Maisa's on Hale, but Willie Wilson throws that ball away, and Caden Herman tries a 360 turnaround inside the lane, but it's knocked out of bounds. It'll remain Tiger basketball with 25 seconds on the shot clock. 10:58 to go here in the first half. Nicholas Long, Caden Herman, Gerald Maisis, Caleb Clark, and Dennis Lewis Jr. as that ball is tapped away and stolen by Jaden Nesbitt. Up court to Levante Ivory, and he's going to lay it in and out with the left hand. I think he thought about maybe dunking it, and that was a layup that was as easy as they come. Just got too comfortable. In the corner, Caleb Clark for 3. No good. Rebound to Isaiah Fuller. And Vol State with a 19-point lead, looking to put it to 20. He tried a alley-oop, did Levante Ivory to Nesbitt. Nesbitt says, this is second half, baby. It's too tired, but he collected it and dropped it in. And there is a 21-point lead for Vol State. Lewis Jr. inside as that one's tapped away from Long, but he gets it back. Ivory on Maisis is looking to drive. Now being double teamed, moving his pivot foot too much, and a travel violation called. Cooper Harris will check in for Ivory. Harris with a bucket in the first half. Lewis Jr. and Willie Wilson, a couple under 6-footers, strapping it on over there in the left wing. Wilson started to spot up for 3, and he drives, and I'm not sure if that was a pass or a shot. It went out of control. It hit the top, one of the stanchions above, but a foul called on, I'm assuming that's Lewis Jr. is going to pick that one up. He does. That's his first. They're going to say that Willie Wilson was in the act of shooting, so he will go to the free throw line. Wilson averaged 7.1 points per game, and that rim down there needs to be loosened a little bit, apparently. That one toilet bowled around and out for Wilson. He gets the next one. He was only a 50% free throw shooter a year ago, which is kind of surprising. 73-51 out to 22 points as Herman has his three-point attempt blocked by Nesbitt. Steal by Cooper Harris. And Isaiah Fuller is pushing it right to the rim. He has his shot blocked, but a little bit of the body, apparently by, I believe that is Caleb Clark, who picks up his first foul. Caleb Clark from Liberty City, Florida. 6'6" freshman from Miami Norland High School. And Isaiah Fuller at the line. 6'5" freshman from Decatur, Alabama. Just 2 hours away. Misses the first end of the two-shot attempts. Gets 1 out of 2. Their biggest lead of the game, 23 points, 74-51, 9:20 to go in the game. Lewis Jr., couple passes as Cannon Hale trying to reach in on Nicholas Long, who gets the shot off the glass to go. His first bucket of the game. He had one free throw in the first half, now with 3. Wilson with the stutter step, gives it up to Fuller. Thought about a 3. Cooper Harris looking for Nesbitt inside. Back out. That's over to Hale. He's going to fire for 3. It's going to be off left. Harris with the rebound. Back to Hale. Thought about a 3. Out to Fuller at the top of the key. Good! 3-point basket by Isaiah Fuller. And a nice kick by Cannon Hale. Cooper knocks it out of bounds. He plays some aggressive defense as Chattanooga State will get Jaden Jenkins in the game. And checking out is Caden Herman. Those 2 3-point baskets in the ball game. Jay Price, the head coach for Chat State, couldn't be expecting this when he drove up I-24. As Cooper Harris again with great defense knocks that one into the stands about 10 rows up. Looks like that might have been Rylan Freeman, the Lady Pioneers, that threw that back down to the official. Maisis has VolState in the zone, matchup zone. Drive to the basket, no good. Cannon Hale back to Nesbitt, but it's knocked away by Nicholas Long. Hale thought about trying to originally alley-oop maybe to Jaden Nesbitt, but then he saw that that play wasn't there. Decided to just go hip-to-hip pass. Nice hustle by Nicholas Long. 77-53, VolState lead. Cannon Hale's going to fire from 3 and off the front of the rim. That's going to hit off of the leg of Caleb Clark. And it'll stay VolState basketball with 20 on the shot clock. 8-10, Cannon Hale replaced by Levante Ivory. It's a good stretch there by Cannon. Long pass to Cooper Harris and a nice play to retrieve that one. Interior passing now to Isaiah Fuller, who's going to drive and get the bucket. Driving against Jaden Jenkins, who picks up the foul. His first of the afternoon. Fuller to the line for the old-fashioned three-point attempt. Short with that free throw shot. You can see it off the hand. Levante Ivory nearly got the steal. Nesbitt with the block of Lewis Jr. and back out to the top of the key. Now inside to Caleb Clark. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound to Nesbitt. Double team, gives it back, does Levante Ivory to Nesbitt. Fuller did not see Jenkins coming down the line, and we're playing a little bit of back and forth basketball. No shots being put up. Let's see who that foul is going to be called on. And it is going to be on Chattanooga State. Nicholas Long, who picks up his second foul. 7 minutes, 28 seconds to go. VolState with a 26-point lead. Johnny Lynn looking to get the conference action started well here against Chattanooga State. Levante Ivory at the stripe for a 1-and-1, and he collects the first of 2. He is 2 for 2 at the line. 15 for the game unofficially, as Brenton Moore checks back in for Chat State. He'll replace Caleb Clark. Again, we want to thank A.J. Fawson, our chief engineer, Tamira Dreer, producer, director, Freddie Miller on sound and audio, as Levante misses the second free throw. Three-pointer from the corner, no good by Moore. And up court, Cooper Harris, he's going to go to the rack. Off the backboard, no good. Gets his own rebound. Sees Ivory, but in the corner to Taylor Groves. Does not get the roll on the 3 attempt. Maisis back to Tiger territory, and it's about 4 steps. The basket no good. And out to Levante Ivory, and the pass up to Groves for the bucket. It's his second bucket of the second half. He now has 16. I believe that leads the Pioneers in scoring. Dennis Lewis Jr. is going to sidestep to the right and drop in a 3-ball. That's his first 3 of the ball game. He's got 5 for Chat State. 82-56, 6:28 to go. Interior pass to Nesbitt, knocked away by Nicholas King and secured by Maisis at Chattanooga State. Cooper Harris guarding him. Brenton Moore, or Jenkins, over to Long, who misses the shot. Up court to Levante Ivory, who's going to press the matter. The layup is no good, but he's going to go to the line for two. So I believe that is going to be Yerald Maisis for his second personal foul. And it is, as a host of Pioneers are at the scorer's table to check in. He'll check in right after this free throw attempt by freshman Levante Ivory, who gets that one to go. Now 16 for Ivory as Rob Correa checks in. Dayon Subaran, John Lloyd. Let's see who the other, I guess that's it. That leaves Levante Ivory at the line, and Taylor Groves already in the ball game. 2 for 2 on the free throw for Ivory. Tyree Smith back in the ball game, looking for Dennis Lewis Jr. on the right. His three is off the front of the rim. Taylor Groves with the rebound, but has that knocked away by Jenkins. Thought about a three and decides to drive to the basket and gets the flip to go. Timeout called by Johnny Lynn. He signals a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it right here. VolState with the 84-58 lead, 16-point lead with 5 minutes and 33 seconds to go in the ball game. VolState came in 1-2. Chattanooga State came in 2-0 in preseason. It's regular season, but it's not conference play. This is game one of conference play. As I said, 11 teams now in the TCCAA, as Pellissippi State has joined the conference and gotten into JUCO collegiate action. I think they've got at least 8 sports over there, Pellissippi. Men's and women's basketball, baseball, softball. I believe they got soccer and volleyball. VolState inbounds, breaks the press. John Lloyd drives, and another roll around the rim. This one goes in, and Lloyd picks up his 6th bucket. Nice pass by Willie Wilson on the drive. They were working on breaking the press, and that was a perfect breakup of that press. Tyree Smith out to Moore, who drops in a three, his first bucket of the ball game. 3rd three of the game. John Lloyd's going to go hard to the rim. Nicholas Long says, not this time. Lloyd, not sure that he thought that was actually going to be an opportunity to drive one home. We have not had a slam dunk yet in the ball game. John Lloyd went strong, the freshman from Mount Juliet High School, but he'll be at the free throw line 15 feet away to try to get his points. First one is short. VolState has missed 5 of 10 here in the second half from the free throw stripe, as that one drops in for Lloyd. Cooper Harris will check in for Levante Ivory. Levante Ivory leaves with 17 points and a 26-point lead for the Pioneers. I have not seen this, not in conference action, as Dennis Lewis Jr. rattles home a three from the corner. His second three of the half. Taylor Groves looking for Cooper Harris in the corner. Back out to Groves. VolState looking to take the air out of the ball a little bit here. Correa being guarded by Smith, over to Harris. Inside of Correa, who's got a wide open layup. Nice pass and a look there by Cooper Harris. 2 guys back from last year's team. As I think I said earlier, 2 were back. There are 3 back. Cooper Harris, Rob Correa, and Willie Wilson, as Smith drives home a 3. And then subsequently picks up a foul on Willie Wilson, who's driving up the left side of the court. That's the 3rd foul on Tyree Smith. Willie Wilson back to the line, Exactly 4 minutes to go in the ball game. Lady Tigers defeated the Lady Pioneers in game 1 of the doubleheader, 64-49, a 15-point victory. The Pioneers trying to even the score here with the men's game. Wilson 2 for 3 from the line. Now has 6 points on the ball game. Make it 7. Chattanooga State down by a bunch. 24 points. Inside pass to Long. Kicks it back out to Smith, over to Lewis. And 2 more. His miss on the 3 is rebounded by Willie Wilson, who's trying to secure that. Over to Cooper Harris. Thought about the 3 behind the back dribble. Nice pass by Cooper Harris to John Lloyd for 2. Cooper Harris had a couple opportunities to maybe throw up a shot. None of them were going to look good, but he had the nice behind the back dribble and the pass to Lloyd, who picks up the rebound on the missed shot there. And a steal by Chat State. Give it up to Moore, who lays it up and in. Full court pressure. Willie Wilson being hawked. Eel's going to go to the rack and miss the layup. His footwork was not right there. Moore kicks it out to the corner. Tyree Smith, he's standing out of bounds, trying to extend the width of the court. Our official here says we're not going to do that. Doug Smith, I believe that is. Mark Pillen will inbound or give the ball to Rob Correa, who will inbound to Levante Ivory, who's back in the game. 2:45 to go in the contest. 93-69, VolState leads. Another nice pass by Cooper Harris. Give him a couple dimes as Levante Ivory with the bucket. VolState trying to get to 100. Moore with a deep 3. No good. Harris fighting for the rebound, and he gets it. Cooper Harris getting several stats in the stat sheet, but there he's going to have a ball stolen away, and that's going to be a turnover, not the stat you're looking for. But Cooper Harris with several rebounds, several assists, 2 points in the first half. They're trying to get him that 3-point shot here in the second half, but he hadn't been able to get it. Akil King and Hamilton Page in the ball game, and again, another Chat State Tigers steps on the out-of-bounds line. That's Jarrett Barber, who's now in the game. Hamilton Page, a freshman from Memphis, Tennessee, transfer from Austin Peay State University, 6'8" freshman in the game for his first action. Levante Ivory being guarded by Dennis Lewis Jr. Kick out to Harris. He's going to fire the 3. It's no good. Rebound attempted by Hamilton Page. Has that one fall out of his hands. Could not secure that one, so all 12 players on Johnny Lynn's bench have gotten playing time today against the Tigers. Kick out is short on the 3-ball attempt by Jenkins. Now Correa is going to come in, check in for Cooper Harris. 1:36 to go. 95-69, 26-point lead for the VolState Pioneers. Opening action of conference play. Ivory dribbling. He's going to go to the basket. Now back out to Rob Correa, who goes right to the rim. And I think that's Janaris Snipe. He's backing away for some reason. He does not want to foul. As Dennis Lewis Jr. fires up a 3. No good. Rebound to Hamilton Page. Kick out to Cannon Hale for 3. No good. Two teammates, Akil King and Hamilton Page, went for the rebound, and I think that went off of King's hands out of bounds. It's Chat State basketball. We're now under a minute. VolState 3 points away from that 100-point margin. There's Snipe out to Benton Moore. Well, that's Brenton Moore. I misspoke. Akil King has his drive stolen away. And that's going to be a foul by Cannon Hale, and the basket is good by Jaden Jenkins. He will go to the line for the three-point play. Cannon Hale with 3 fouls now, but it's all academic with 28.7 seconds on the clock. Lacking on that free throw is Jenkins. Levante Ivory goes to the rack, but is hacked along the way. As Jarrett Barber picks up his first stat of the ball game. That's a foul. Following the ball game, we'll take a 1-minute break and come back with final stats, unofficial as they may be, and some concluding remarks. So stay tuned as Levante Ivory knocks down his first of 2. 2 for 2 at the stripe. 21 unofficially for Levante Ivory. We are now under the 30-second shot clock. Shot goes up by Barber. Levante Ivory is being told by Johnny Lynn, even though they're at 99 points, Levante Ivory is to dribble it out, and this ball game belongs to the Pioneers. VolState wins 99-71. And Hamilton Page, he doesn't get an opportunity to fire one up in regulation. He slams one home after the final buzzer. VolState goes to 1-0 in conference play and 2-2 overall. Chat State falls to 2-1 overall, 0-1 in conference play. We'll take a quick break and be right back on the VolState Sports Network.
Hey y'all, I'm Wendy Tostenson, president of Volunteer State Community College. At VolState, we are guided by purpose, helping others achieve their goals, and we need your help. On November 21st, join us in Giving Day and give with purpose. Your generosity supports our programs and provides scholarships that empower our students to achieve their dreams. All of us together make a difference when we give together. And we can transform lives. And that transformation starts right here in our community. Let's make a powerful impact together. Thank you for your support and
Tim Reese back on the VolState Sports Network, where we have just concluded 2 games with a full production staff here. They're going to put me on the screen. Surely they're not. Catherine Nixon on the center camera here. Been operating that camera all day long. Appreciate A.J. Fawson, the chief engineer here at VolState, handling the production staff. Tamira Dreer is our producer and director today. Freddie Miller, sound and audio. Camera operators, 4 of them today. Gloria Taylor, Paris Howard, Aaron Smith, and Catherine Nixon here right next to the broadcast booth up here in the Toyota of Gallatin Broadcast Center. VolState with the 99-71 win over the Chat State Tigers. And I don't think anybody saw this one coming. Maybe Johnny Lynn did, with a whole new crew back for VolState. The unofficial results scoring-wise for Chat State, leading scorer Yerald Maisis, I have with 17 points, the only Tiger in double figures. 17 had 12 of those in the first half. And for the Pioneers, leading scorer was Levante Ivory with 21. 16 for Taylor Groves, 12 for Jaden Nesbitt, as well as Isaiah Fuller. 9 for John Lloyd, 8 for Dayon Subaran, 7 for Willie Wilson, 6 each for Rob Correa and Cannon Hale, and 2 for Cooper Harris, as 10 players for the Pioneers get into the scoring column. VolState with 51 in the first half took a 51-34 lead and then won it going away. They held on 48-37 in the second half and won 99-71 to get their first conference win of the year. I don't have the information from last year. I'm not sure. They only had 4 conference wins a year ago, and I'm confident that Chattanooga State was not one of them. But that'll do it from the Pickle Fieldhouse here at the Richard Moore Gymnasium. Again, thanks to all of our students and folks, and for the athletic director, Bobby Hudson, and head coach, Johnny Lynn, and the president of the university here in attendance, Dr. Wendy Tostenson. This is Tim Reese saying so long for now. We'll be back on Monday night with more exciting Pioneer basketball on the VolState Sports Network.
Every day, all around the nation, people find themselves in need of a hero. Fire and emergency medical responders are those heroes we need. They make the difference between life and death. If you desire to make a difference in your community, VolState is leading the way in training everyday heroes. We offer EMS, paramedic, and fire science programs. Spring 2024 enrollment is now open. Visit volstate.edu to learn more.